My Life and Ethiopia's Progress, the Autobiography of Emperor Haile Selassie I, Chapter 9, about the dismissal of ministers and the outbreak of influenza epidemic. About 10 years had elapsed since ministers were first appointed. In any event, since the people as a whole were very incensed about the ministers' negligence to carry out equitably the business of government and about the gradual deterioration in every aspect of the work, they rose up in league with each other and indicated that the ministers should be changed for the good of the people. But as it had not hitherto been customary for the authority of the people to intervene in the appointment and dismissal of ministers, we argued on their behalf to the best of our ability by refusing to dismiss them. In thinking to calm matters, we arranged for the ministers to depart for the time being. Up until new ministers could be selected and appointed, the entire work had to be carried out on our responsibility alone, and this caused great fatigue for us. After this, from the 1st Hidar to the 30th, which is the 10th of November to the 9th of December, they broke out at Addis Ababa and in all other provinces of Ethiopia an influenza epidemic. In the city of Addis Ababa alone, more than 10,000 people died. But I, after I had fallen gravely ill, was spared from death by God's goodness. The great war that had raged in Europe came to an end in this year, and the Germans and the Turks were defeated by France, England, Italy, and by the other allied governments. Lejayasu had not at that time permitted us to help even by supplying provisions to our neighbors, and although we had stood apart, the victors were our neighbors, and we, therefore, decided to send envoys to them to congratulate them, adding some money for the aid of the wounded. The following was selected for this task. To the French government, the Jazmach Walda Gabriel Basha as principal, and included in his delegation were the Jazmachs Shebashi Bayan and Nagadras Zauga. To England and the United States, the Jazmach Nadau as principal, and included in his delegation were Ato Herui Walda Selassie and Kantiba Gabru. To the Italian government, the Jazmach Getachau Abata as principal, and included in his delegation were Fiterari Mangasha Webe and Azaj Dagafi. They departed from Addis Ababa in April-May 1919 and returned when they had concluded the business for which they had been sent.